want to see God's salvation in my life. I want to see healing and miracles in my life. I want to see God move in my life. I ain't got to sit there and watch no televangelists. I want to see miracles in my own life. I ain't got to wait for somebody to come wave no towel at me. God has granted me the power. He granted me the power. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead. It's the same power that lives in me. And the same power that lives in me is the same power that lives in you. So that when you tell the devil he got to go, you ain't got to wait for pastor to show up. You got the power to tell the devil goodbye. And because that you have the power, he has to respect the power. And he has to come subject to the power. And he has to go. How many of us are praying for family members? Praying for co-workers. Praying for classmates. Praying for loved ones. And it seems as if the more you pray, the worse they get. The more you guys got to draw them closer, it seems like they can go around further. But I believe God that if we can come together. See, the thing I tell people is you got to make sure you link up with the right people. I want to hang around people like this. When you see us, you should see no division. When you see us, you should see no separation. We got two different minds, but we're yet one. Why? Because we have a vision. I said we have a vision. And because we have a vision, if you're smart enough and you know what the vision is, you ought to be wanting to link with the vision. Hello? Not fight against the vision, but link with it. And I thank God that if I feel faint, I got somebody that can hold me up. And if he feels bad, I got him. Why? Because we're one. We have come to the place of agreement. You ought to find people that agree. And the one thing about real friends, real friends will tell you the truth. Pastor Cole, you know, I saw you doing A, B, and C, and you know, you might want to work on that. Other White, you know, I saw that, and you know, I don't think you should go that route. But because we're one, I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna take that advice. When the people were building the Tower Baby, I know a bunch of people probably saw two towers. Somebody probably saw a wind going off this way, and somebody probably saw a windmill going over there. But there was already a vision there. And they said, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna set aside our personal to get the kingdom taken care of. It's time for kingdom vision to rise to where God wants it to be. Hello. And the thing is, I don't care who's sitting in here. I don't care how many people sitting here. It could be 5 or 500. You know what the vision is. The vision don't change because people do. Hello. I said the vision don't change because people do. We had people, we started out with 6, 7 people on Wednesday nights. And people, you know, they talk about us together in a little Bible study. When that joker jumped to 180 on Wednesday night, and people was fighting for seats, they looked at me again, and they thought, well, you think you something. I said, no, I'm still the man that was here with 7. I haven't forgot what that was. I'm still the same one. But the thing about it is, I remember what the vision is. And even when we were the biggest organization on that campus, did you hear what I said? We were the biggest on that campus. Strong. I never forgot what the vision was. We were still casting out devils, we were still fighting spirits. We ain't changed. God wants to see what are you going to do with the little before he gives you with the much. He had to see, was I willing to stick with 7? When they jumped to 25, well, I was willing to stick with that. And I ain't gonna lie, it was time I was like, Lord, when are you going to move? I mean, we see you move, but I want to see people. God said, no, I got to make sure you really work on this. And I'll never forget that the prayer breakfast and the pastor wife came and spoke a word to me and said, the Lord's about to blow your organization up. I was like, oh boy. And the thing she told me, and she said, and don't you get a big head because of him. I thought, who, me? A big head? No. But I'm glad that I got that warning. Because if people only knew the behind the scenes stuff that was going on, if they only knew the phone calls that I had got, and what people had tried to say, and what people had tried, if they only knew. You know, a lot of people look at big ministry and look at all that, oh, I want that. Oh, if you only knew. More people mean more headaches. I got phone calls at all hours of the night. I was a pastor. And I had to answer as a pastor. But you know what God was trying to say? Are you going to do this? And he found me to be faithful. No, I done passed it on. Is it still 180? No. We done went on back down to a good core group. But God is trying to see if that leader going to be faithful. When you don't see what you saw in him, can you still be faithful? Because we ain't got Bishop Blake Church, can you still be faithful? Because we ain't got bishops there, can you still be faithful? God wants a faithful people. That when the winds blow and when the storm comes, we're going to stay on the ship. Hello? I don't need nobody going to jump off the ship so the wind starts blowing. Because you forgot where we was going anyway. You knew it was going to be some turbulence at some point. But I need to have people that's going to stay in agreement with me and say, you know what? We're going to ride this out together. If your husband comes, we're going to ride it. If your wife comes, we're going to ride it. If your children, we're going to ride this. And you have to come to a place, God, that no matter what comes or what goes, and this can be a hard statement, no matter what comes or no matter what goes, I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to stay with you. I promise you that statement is going to bring you tears. I promise you that statement is going to make you feel lonely. I promise you that people are going to turn their back on you that you would have never expected. But God is saying, does the statement still stand true? Today, I believe that God brought me here not only to encourage you, but to get you to the point to where we can come to a oneness, to a place of agreement. What is Pastor's vision for 2010? What do we want to see in this ministry? You can go ahead.